Hey then knowers, welcome back to our channel. Being a parent is quite a challenging task. There is a lot to learn in the process, both for the parent and the child. Learning through experience helps a parent to give a good upbringing to his or her child. Many parents come to the unpleasant realization that their children's behavior has changed, and as parents, they seem to have lost control over how their kids behave, and they can't rule out the root cause. While parenting may come easy to some, for others it may be a troublesome task. Even though the experiences vary from person to person, there are some mistakes that have become common. What parents may consider the obvious things to do are actually having a negative effect on your child. Let's face it, parenting is hard. Mistakes are highly likely. Luckily, most of them can be solved with time and attention. So, parents-to-be or current parents on the road to redemption, today, Didn't Know brings you 12 parenting mistakes you should absolutely avoid. If you find this knowledge about these mistakes helpful, do give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Didn't Know for more amazing videos. Number 12. Failing to discipline your child. Sometimes you're just not in the mood to discipline your child. You may be tired, or you may feel like you've already corrected your kids so many times it's falling on deaf ears. But it's important to take the time and energy for discipline because you may be temporarily relieved by ignoring it in that moment, but this will backfire in the long run. Children do not learn to self-regulate as they feel like they are the ones running the show. They're unequipped to handle the emotional baggage that comes with control and responsibility. So stick to your guns and take the time to discipline your kid compassionately and firmly when they need it. Number 11. Preventing your child from exploring. Ever since their birth, our little ones are constantly learning. Your baby starts by looking at your face, catching your expressions, and slowly growing to understand other things. Even as your little tot grows into a preteen, playing is their favorite way of learning, and in this effort, they often end up getting bruised or hurt. However, this must not be a reason to stop them from exploring. If parents constantly keep guarding and correcting their child, they won't be willing to try new things or learn from their mistakes. Number 10. Constantly comparing own kids with others. Parents, believe us when we tell you this brings nothing but negativity. It is common when a child starts school. Grades are compared with that of her classmates. It's important to note that constantly telling them how other students are better than them won't change their grades. On the contrary, it will affect their self-confidence. The ideal scenario is to sit with them and help figure out the reason why they're not able to perform or if there is any other issue bothering them. This way, your children will know they have parents to confide in who won't rebuke or judge them over their shortcomings or failures. And remember guys, comparison among siblings should always be avoided. Number 9. Trying too hard to raise a perfect child. This is another common mistake. In order to ensure that they raise the perfect child, parents become too hard on their kids. They lay down strict rules, push them to behave in a certain way, and constantly keep them in check. Such an attitude will only distance the child and weaken the parent-child bond. Parents should remember that it is important to chalk out certain guidelines, but they should be made flexible enough based on the child's response. This type of upbringing will only make your child a passive thinker, and when they grow up, will stop putting in the effort to think outside the box or to ever work on grooming their personality. Number 8. Threatening them over bad behavior. Threatening a child or shouting is a minor form of child abuse. It can cause emotional harm and may also make your child a person with low self-esteem in the years to come. Parents should teach their kids to follow rules, but without any physical or verbal harm. There are other methods by which you can ensure discipline in your kids. If they ever step out of the line or constantly do so after being told not to, you can start by taking their personal gadgets from them and forbidding them to pursue some of their favorite hobbies or hanging out with friends. If you found these mistakes useful for your parenting experience, wait till we bring you the number one and the most common parenting mistake parents make these days. Learning it now will save you a lot of headache and heartache. Number 7. Telling them they are always right. Pampering or mollycoddling is something that every parent does. Making your child think that they are always right may make them overconfident for all the wrong reasons. Children should know their mistakes and also be aware of the fact that their actions affect others and can have consequences. Hiding your child's mistakes will encourage them to make bigger ones in the future, especially if they feel like they can get away with them. The child should know where they went wrong and learn to own up to their mistakes. Number 6. Preaching without practicing. Many parents have the habit of giving long, unending lectures to their kids, but they never follow what they are trying to teach to their kids. Therefore, it's meaningless. Kids look up to their parents as their most influential role models and thus often imitate them. A parent has to be the perfect model of every quality they want their kids to have. So start by working on yourselves before preaching to them. Simply put, preach what you teach. Number 5. Ignoring their school life and activities. Most of a child's time is spent at school. Therefore, it's important for parents to know what is happening in school. Children should never feel that their parents are not interested in their school life. A wholesome participation of the full day's activities at dinner will not only promote trust and bridge the communication gap, but will also help parents identify and address signs of bullying, harassment, or trauma. You'll be surprised what you can learn from your kids once they open up to you. Number 4. Fighting over control. This is a worsening situation by the time kids hit their teens. In order to show who is the boss, parents often make decisions hastily, jump to conclusions easily, and get angry too quickly. In short, they are quick to make judgment. In cases where the kids are not listening, parents should reason it out with them. A healthy discussion is like a magic bond. It clears all misunderstandings and underlying melancholy, which leaves a bad aftertaste, especially after a shouting match. Shouting or forcing them will instill feelings of anger and frustration in kids. Number 3. Raising them to be who you wanted to be. It's a common tendency that parents force their desires on their kids, especially when it comes to careers or some extracurricular activity. Parents should realize that each child is different and may excel in different fields. The right thing to do is to let them follow their dreams, while you support them in their endeavors and guide them in figuring out what is best for them. Make sure that they know you are available to give them advice, but only if they ask for it. Number 2. Fighting with your spouse or partner in front of them. Always remember that the idea of relationship in a kid's mind develops at home. Constant fighting between you and your partner may affect their mental health and may also lead them to follow the same aggressive behavior in the future. Close to the end of this video, we will address one most important mistake which parents often commit while trying to mold a successful child. Number 1. Missing the wonder of childhood. Childhood is a time for play, free fun, and discovery. Parents often rush their little ones through this precious, innocent, once-in-a-lifetime phase, trying to get them to reach the top quickly and at all cost. Parents should equally enjoy this phase, because very soon their little one will be all grown up. Parenting comes fraught with challenges and difficult situations. Tell us in the comments about all the rewarding and wonderful moments as well as lessons learned. Also, can you think of any mistakes you made in your parenting career? What were they and how did you handle them? And as always, we hope that if you didn't know, now you do. Check out our other videos and see you in the next one.